Have you ever wondered why some dinosaurs looked like walking fortresses, equipped with imposing horns, sharp spikes, or bony armor? From giants like the Triceratops to surprising predators like the Carnotaurus, these fascinating structures played crucial roles in prehistoric life. In this video, we'll delve into the main scientific theories about the function of these defenses, from protection against fearsome predators to display for mating and recognition, and even intraspecies combat. Discover how evolution shaped these impressive features and what they reveal about the behavior and survival of these giants. If you're passionate about dinosaurs and paleontology, get ready for an incredible journey into the world of prehistoric defenses. When we think of horned dinosaurs, the Triceratops is undoubtedly the first that comes to mind. With its 3 prominent horns and a massive bony frill, it looked like a walking fortress. For a long time, the most accepted theory was that these horns primarily served as defensive weapons against fearsome predators, such as the Tyrannosaurus rex, and the evidence supports this idea. Triceratops fossils have been found with T-Rex tooth marks on their horns and frills, some with signs of healing, indicating that these confrontations were real and that the Triceratops was capable of defending itself and even surviving attacks from one of the largest predators that ever existed. It is believed that in a direct confrontation, the Triceratops would use its horns to pierce or ward off the T-Rex, turning its head into a formidable shield and weapon. But the Triceratops was not alone in this defensive strategy. Other ceratopsians, such as Stegosaurus with its single long nasal horn and a bony frill adorned with several spikes, also used these structures for protection. Pachyrhinosaurus, in turn, had a large bony boss on its nose and spikes on its frill, suggesting a different form of defense, perhaps using its head to push or ram. These variations in the defensive structures of ceratopsians demonstrate the diversity of strategies that evolution developed to protect these giant herbivores from their predators. The defensive function was not limited to ceratopsians. Dinosaurs like Uoplophosaurus and Ankylosaurid were true war tanks with heavy bony armor covering their entire body and a bony club on their tail, capable of delivering devastating blows. This armor, composed of osteoderms, offered almost impenetrable protection against attacks from large carnivores.
However, science is rarely content with a single explanation. More recent theories suggest that the function of dinosaur horns and frills went far beyond defense. Observing the presence of blood vessels in the skull bones of ceratopsids, many scientists believe that these structures were primarily used for display and recognition among members of the same species. Like the antlers of modern deer or the horns of mountain goats, dinosaur horns could have been a sign of health, strength, and genetic fitness, attracting mates during the breeding season. The complexity and variety of shapes and sizes of horns in different ceratopsian species, such as Cosmoceratops with its elaborate horns and Pentaceratops with its 5 horns, reinforce this idea. Each species could have had a unique horn pattern, facilitating identification and distinction between groups, which was crucial in an environment where competition for resources and mates was intense. This display function could also have been used to establish hierarchy within the herd, with individuals with larger and more impressive horns dominating others. In addition to ceratopsians, other dinosaurs also exhibited cranial structures that likely played a role in display. Pachycephalosaurus, for example, with its thick bony dome, may have used this structure not only for combat, but also to impress mates or rivals, signaling its strength and vitality.
In addition to horns, many dinosaurs developed other impressive forms of defense, such as spikes and body armor. Stegosaurids, for example, are famous for their bony plates on their backs and most notably for the sharp spikes on their tails, known as a thagomizer. Stegosaurus, with its four-spiked thagomizer, was capable of delivering powerful and dangerous blows against predators like Allosaurus, as evidenced by fossils showing perforations consistent with these spikes. Another notable group are the Ankylosaurs, true tanks of the dinosaur world. Dinosaurs like Ankylosaurus and Euoplocephalus had dense body armor, composed of osteoderms, or bony plates, embedded in their skin, covering them from head to tail. Some, like Borealopelta markmicheli, had sharp spikes protruding from their armor, making them virtually impenetrable. The tail of many ankylosaurs ended in a heavy bony club, a formidable weapon capable of breaking bones. Recently, discoveries such as that of Spicamelus afer, a dinosaur with unique bony spikes extending throughout its body, including a bony collar on its neck, continue to surprise us with the diversity of defenses that evolution produced.
Usually, we associate horns and defensive structures with herbivorous dinosaurs, but evolution is full of surprises. There are carnivores that also developed notable cranial protuberances. The most famous example is Carnotaurus sastri, whose name means meat-eating bull, a reference to the two prominent horns above its eyes. Unlike the defensive horns of herbivores, the exact function of Carnotaurus's horns is still debated. Some scientists suggest that they could have been used in intraspecies combat, perhaps in territorial disputes or for mates, similar to how rams use their horns. Others believe they served more for display, making the Carnotaurus even more intimidating or attractive for mating. In addition to Carnotaurus, another carnivore with an interesting cranial structure is Ceratosaurus nasicornis, which had a distinct horn on its nose and small bony crests above its eyes. Although they were not large horns like those of Carnotaurus, these structures likely played a role in display or recognition among individuals of the same species. The presence of these features in predatory dinosaurs shows us that nature found various ways to use bony structures on the head, not only for defense, but also for visual communication and social behavior, even among the most fearsome hunters of the past.
Besides defense from predators and display for mating, horns and cranial structures in some dinosaurs may also have been used in combat between individuals of the same species. A notable example are the pachycephalosaurs, such as Pachycephalosaurus, which had thick bony cranial domes. Although they did not have horns in the traditional sense, these domes, and in some cases small spikes or protuberances, are often interpreted as adaptations for headbutting in territorial disputes or for mates. The idea is that these dinosaurs would clash against each other, using their heads as battering rams. Evidence of healed injuries on Pachycephalosaurus skulls supports this hypothesis, suggesting that these confrontations were common and intense. For ceratopsians, although defense against predators was a primary function, there are also debates about the use of their horns in intraspecies combat, perhaps in rituals or territorial combat, or perhaps in disputes over females. The robustness and shape of the horns would be ideal for pushing, locking, or even piercing adversaries, although the extent and nature of these combats are still subject to study and discussion in paleontology. The presence of horns and other cranial structures in carnivores like Carnotaurus also raises the possibility of their use in ritual or territorial combat, reinforcing the idea that these characteristics had multiple functions in the complex social life of dinosaurs.
As we've seen, the horns, spikes, and armor of dinosaurs were much more than mere adornments. They represented a complex interaction between defense, display, social behavior, and even combat, shaped over millions of years of evolution. From protection against fearsome predators to attracting mates and disputing territory, These bony structures offer us a fascinating window into the lives of these incredible animals. Paleontology continues to uncover new secrets, and each discovery brings us a little closer to fully understanding the world of dinosaurs. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries of dinosaur defenses, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more content about the prehistoric world. Activate the bell to not miss any news, and leave a comment below about which dinosaur you'd like to see in our next video. Your participation is very important to us. See you next time!